Welcome to Rock and Reddit. Let's get started. If OK Boomer was a digital assistant like OK Google, what sorts of answers would it give you to certain questions? OK Boomer, look up therapists near me. Have you tried thinking positive thoughts? Well, have you? Back in my day, we used to pull up our bootstraps and grit our teeth. Young folks these days don't even know what's going on in your heads. OK Boomer, directions to 5th and Montgomery. We don't need a map. I know where it is. Wait a minute. Oh my god. If I had a nickel for every time my grandma would flat refuse to give an address because I know where it is. It had that tree in front that got struck by lightning in 92 inches. Okay, so it's got a big dead tree in front. Oh no, the storm knocked it down. It's where it was. Fuck, this drives me crazy. I use Google Maps damn near everywhere because it reroutes based on real-time traffic. Ride in the truck with my dad and he always takes his routes. We were in a whole different state and the person, Boomer, driving wanted to go to a restaurant she had been to once 2+ years ago, and she insisted that my Google Maps and my friend's Apple Maps were on and continued getting us more lost. She kept saying, I remember it was near the library and then you have to turn onto the interstate. OK Boomer, where's the nearest recycling center? We have trash cans. OK Boomer, engineering job listings in my area. Job listings? You are just playing around on the internet. Figure out where you want to work and go down there. Ask to speak with the manager. Shake his hand, look him in the eye, and ask for a job. Edit. This post brought to you by painful memories of job hunting during the 2008 recession. My dad was getting on my case every day about playing on the computer when I was checking job sites and going through their infuriating sites that make me upload my resume, then fill in fields that are on my resume 3 different times. Someone in the comments below dropped the classic pound the pavement and I felt my blood pressure spike. Thanks. Didn't work. Couldn't get bust in through the security door. Also, the manager isn't on site and works remote from another city. Also, they don't hire directly, so you have to apply to the staffing agency first. Also, the position advertised through the staffing agency isn't really open because they've already selected someone internally and only posted it to meet regulations. OK Boomer, how's the weather today? Open the window and stick your arm out. Is it wet? That must mean it's raining. Is it cold? Put on a sweater. Try figuring out things on your own, kiddo. This is the nicest Boomer reply just cause he said kiddo. OK Boomer, what's the most effective birth control pill? The most effective birth control pill is an aspirin between your knees. Actual quote from a friend's parent. I'll never forget it. OK Boomer, open YouTube. How? Can you show me? Always quickly followed up with, oh, I know how to use computers. I knew how before anybody else did. I'm not dumb, you know. As accusatory as possible for absolutely no reason when you fix the problem in under 2 minutes. Or on the other hand with my dad, no mate/love, I don't even know how to switch one on. I just get my kids to do it. Here, I'll give them the phone and you can talk to them while I go back to reading the newspaper. OK Boomer, what's on TV right now? We only watch the news and Wheel of Fortune in this house. No Jeopardy? Shame. OK Boomer, what's the weather like? Why don't you go for a walk and see for yourself? Back in my day, we didn't even have weather. OK Boomer, call my husband only if you tell me when I'm going to get grandkids. It's about time. When are you going to start finishing inside our daughter? OK Boomer, how can I pay for college? Write a check like I did. I once got in an online debate with my uncle about this very subject. His argument was that he worked a minimum wage job to put himself through college and support his family, so we youngsters should quit complaining. To prove my point, I calculated how many hours it would take at the current minimum wage just to pay current tuition at his alma mater, and it was over 100 hours per week. He was so angry that a year and a half later he still had the date of that argument memorized and cited it as an example of my disrespectful attitude. OK Boomer, how's the weather today? Alexa? No, you're supposed to answer me. Alexa, are you listening? I can't tell if it's listening. Do I start talking yet? I think it stopped. Directions to this address, Alexa. Okay boomer, what time is it? What? You don't know how to read a clock. The future is doomed. Now the boomer answer would be, time for you to get a watch. Okay boomer, play today's hits. That is not music. Now that's not what I call music. Volume 12. Okay boomer, volume up. What? You wanna become deaf? Don't sit so close to the television. It will ruin your eyesight. Okay boomer, where is the nearest gas station? Okay, so you're going to want to drive past that building. That used to be the old dentist office. Take a right at the large yellow house. Keep going until you see that sign for the restaurant we went to last year, and then take a left. If you've reached the place where Tim Hortons used to be, then you've gone too far. You forgot to add it's past Darlene Johnson's house. You know Darlene, her son is John, he's the doctor. Literally no clue who these people are. Oh my god, this drives me insane. The most mundane question sets off a 15-minute history of the population of your hometown. Hey, Dad, where did you go this afternoon? Well, you remember John, right? He's Big Jim's daddy. You know Big Jim. He used to work at the gas station right by Delmar's. Well, it used to be Delmar's, now it's a Sears. But Big Jim was Jason's brother. Jason, whose sister's daughter was that boy in your class's mom. The boy who got in trouble when he robbed that feed store. Anyway, John wanted me to look at some land he wants to buy. It's down right next to Margaret Shaw's old house. You know Margaret. He lost me at John, right? And the guy who robbed the feed store was in my sister's class, who is 10 years my senior. Edit. Look, I understand the sentiment from a lot of replies saying, he just wants to talk to you. He loves you. Have empathy and all. And I agree with that sentiment in general. But please trust that I know my dad, and that is not the place where this rambling is coming from in his case. Okay boomer, what's the capital of Iraq? Back in my day, we looked things up in an encyclopedia. Damn millennials, so obsessed with their phones. Do you even know how to use a card catalog? Okay boomer, what's a card catalog? Okay boo, by your age I had a house, car, and 50k in savings. You need to stop asking for handouts. My mom told me when I was 26, I was married and had a house when I was your age. Cool mom. How much student loan debt did you have? Okay boomer, restaurants nearby. We have food at home. The nearest Cracker Barrel is only 28.6 miles away. My parents, prime boomers, drove from Tennessee to Washington State. They routed to as many Cracker Barrels as possible. They are confused and sad that there isn't a single one within driving distance of Seattle. They also insisted on driving an hour north of Seattle to go to Walmart for some random shit that was readily available nearby. They are categorically insane. Okay boomer, tell me a joke. You snowflakes get offended over everything. You can't even take a joke. Okay boomer, what did you say, you little shit? Okay boomer, set my alarm for 9 AM tomorrow. 9 o'clock. Are you sure? I see in your calendar that your flight boards at 10:30, and taking into account how it takes 30 minutes to get to the airport, that only leaves you with 1 hour to make it to your gate in time. Why don't I set your alarm for 5 AM instead? Or maybe 6 o'clock if you really want to sleep in? Hey, that's no boomer. That's me, an older millennial. Unless, deep down. Oh no. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment your best okay boomer jokes down below. Stay hydrated, and don't let your memes be dreams.